There are moments in every person's life when they face intense adversity. They're crucibles that forge who they become as individuals and as leaders. Now more than ever, we need leaders who are called to a higher standard, focused on leaving it better than they found it, and paying it forward to the next generations. Now, let's join Fire Chief Randy Brugman as he speaks with leaders from all walks of life, as he explores and learns from their personal journeys and the crucibles that have forged them into better leaders and better people.
Welcome to another episode of the Leadership Crucible. Today I have a really dear friend joining me, Sir Bruno Serato. Bruno arrived in the U.S. from his native Italy, speaking no English with only $200 in his pocket. Through his work and determination, he worked his way up from busboy to owner of the critically acclaimed Anaheim White House restaurant in Anaheim, California. But it's been his work with children that has earned him an international reputation. Bruno launched a nonprofit in 2005 after he and his mother, Caterina, visited a local Boys and Girls Club. And there they saw a 7-year-old boy eating a bag of potato chips when she learned that the snack was probably all he was going to have for dinner that night. And she instructed her son to head back to the restaurant and feed the children pasta. And what started with one meal has turned into now feeding over 5,000 children. More than 3 million meals have been served, and the need keeps growing. Caterina's club is currently serving at 105 sites in over 30 cities. He's extended his mission by moving motel families into permanent housing. He's already helped over 250 families escape motel living by finding them apartments of their own, and their lives have improved considerably. For his humanitarian work, Bruno has earned national and international publicity, including profiles in major media outlets throughout the world. His many honors include CNN Hero, knighted by the Italian government, knighted by the Royal House of Savoy, Ellis Island Medal of Honor recipient, Papal Blessing from Pope Francis, Humanitarian Award on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, Anaheim Key to the City, and several hundred proclamations and awards from all over the world. So Bruno, welcome to the Leadership Crucible. It is really nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Randy. You're special to me, to my crew, and it's very nice to be kind of interviewed by you, something I did not expect it, but it's one of the interviews I'm going to love to do because I respect you so much.
Oh well, thank you, and the feeling is mutual. So we're gonna talk about your journey today, and it's been quite a journey. I mean, you came to this country with $200 in your pocket, and you didn't speak English at the time, and you've become an internationally recognized chef, and just a person that is known to give back to others and pay it forward, and you've been recognized for that. But I know that the journey hasn't been easy, and you faced some adversity along the way. So that's where I want to start today. Tell us about some of the challenges that you faced, and how that's helped to shape who you've become, and how you overcame them.
There was a lot of them. I think the first one is you try to buy a restaurant with $200 in your pocket. And that was a big challenge. But, in life, you always have to try. Never stop for anything. And when I talked to the owner of the restaurant, Dan, and he asked how much money I have, I said, I don't have any. I didn't have to lie. I had to be honest. And he realized, and here I have this young guy in the front of him, try to buy a restaurant with no money. And he loved my honesty. He gave me a handshake, and he said, I love your honesty, my guy. And that went through with processing on looking for bank loan, SBA loan, and having to help me to begin with. And that is that. That was honestly the bigger challenge of my life to begin with. And when I took over 35 years ago in 1987, after I got the loan, I started to move on. The restaurant was doing okay. But after a while, we had 9/11 came through. And that's not the challenge. It was huge because we work with a lot of convention center, Disneyland, in the area where I'm located in Anaheim. Obviously, with 9/11, we all remember all the airline was shot, everything was upside down, and for a while, my restaurant was empty. I mean, nobody was going out to the house. Everybody looked at the TV station, what's going on with the terrorists. That was a challenge. It was not easy to go through, but I made it. Right after, a few years after, I mean, not that long ago, because I mean, if you talk to 1987, no, 2007, 2006, the economy crash. When economy crash worldwide, what people does, we can't afford to go out for dinner. Let's stay home, cook some pasta instead. I mean, I lost 50% of sales in a year time. And in my business, especially when you have a big loan to buy a restaurant, you go through so up and down, you remodel the restaurant, and you lose half of your business. I was almost ready to close the door because I didn't have enough support financially to keep going. And it was difficult. Few years later, because this recession went out for a few years, it was not that easy. When I start to come back up on track, I started to do decent. I was able to survive. Obviously, I had to refinance everything that I had to keep going. And right when we start to get a little bit on track, on my feet and again, bada boom. That was the most unreal situation that I never could dream in my life. And I'm sure you already remember that day.
I do.
But when you work till midnight to prepare your invitation for your 30 years anniversary, you're excited. In a few weeks, you have your 30 years anniversary. You do a big celebration. You go home exhausted. At 3 o'clock in the morning, you get a phone call. And then your restaurant is on fire. I thought it was a prank. I didn't think was true. And I drove from where I live in Huntington Beach to Anaheim in 10 minutes. I should have received a speeding ticket that day. But I was not caught at 3 o'clock in the morning on the freeway. And when I pull out of the freeway on Anaheim Boulevard in Anaheim, and I see smoke, firemen, police all around the restaurant, that's when my heart started to beat fast. And I park away from the restaurant. I could not go to the rest of my car. I had to park away because all the road was locked. And I ran around, almost like tried to go there save the restaurant. I realized nothing I could do because was all the firemen there already. And I remember to see the fire chief named Randy, which is you. And I look at you and I ask you, is it bad? I remember like it was yesterday. You look at me, you say, yes, Bruno, it's very bad. You give me a hug that day, the moment. And I mentioned that to a lot of people. Sometimes you need hugs at the right moment. You give it to me at the right moment. I was out feeling the moment I will never forget. I still thank you for it. And I realized the restaurant was, let's say, almost gone. I mean, you did not let me go in till 5 p.m. because it's dangerous, obviously, 5 p.m. I was hoping to go in, maybe a part of the restaurant. But when I saw some of the firemen on the top of the roof and the flame was coming out, I realized it was bad. And when I came in at 5 p.m. inside for 2 minutes, looked at the damage, I realized that maybe that was over. That was a big challenge. They don't have enough insurance. They don't have enough money in the bank, definitely not, because I struggle every 4 or 5 years for some challenging. And obviously, family, everybody called. That was a huge, huge challenge in my life. Then, but guess what? I went through. I realized we had some money for the insurance. even if it takes 6 months to a year to start to pay the first payment, but at least was something come up. And I love the restaurant so much because there was so much deep love inside it. We talk about this later, why. But people come there from long time. The house was built in 1909. There is a lot of memory and love and a feeling, emotion. And I don't want something evil like a fire to destroy half of my life, because that was half of my life. I mean, I decided to sacrifice everything I could, and I did, and I was able to reopen the door with a lot of debt on my shoulder. But guess what? I opened the door, and the day that I reopened, I cried. I never knew, I never thought then I could be reopened the restaurant. Now, those kind of challenges you will never forget. I mean, things start to move on again. I was very busy for the first 6 months. People want to see the new look, the new restaurant, compliment. People love it. I said, thank God it's over now. I went through so many things in few years. And 2020 came. There's a stupid bug out there called COVID. Oh my God. Oh my God. How we ever thought to see Disneyland close the door. I mean, forget the restaurant for a second, but Disneyland closing the door, fire all these people, all the hotel closing the door, all the convention closing the door. My restaurant, at that moment, I said, okay, that is over. That is finished. Because working in Anaheim, you work with business in the community. I thought it was over. I said, that's it. I was already planned to sell my house at the beach and just go back to home to Italy with family, and that's it. I said I will now start it again. But after a few months, they shut us down. They let us reopen outdoor. I was lucky enough to have a restaurant, big property, because it used to be a private home, like I mentioned earlier, built in 1909, and I have a huge garden out there. When they shut us down inside, and they let us operate outdoor, I move all my table inside, outdoor. Bingo, that was a challenge, and I never thought I would resolve in 5 minutes. Because at 5 p.m., we got the notification, close the door, indoor immediately. At 5:05, I told my crew, move the table, because I had over 100 reservations that night. I put the table outdoor, and that was big success, because even now everybody want to sit outdoor. They still feel more secure to have dining outdoor than indoor. Mm-hmm. Even the video went on up and down, change. But even now, this new COVID and is out there is challenging because it's contagious very highly. But honestly, people feel secure for health-wise to eat outdoor, and that saved me. That saved me. But all those challenges mentioned it, you have to have a good shoulder, because honestly, it was not easy to go through. And it's still going on, because, I mean, with COVID, you have to pay the price. I mean, it's not like before, but at least I was up to date, able to survive.
Yeah, well, great stories. And I remember that night very well in February of, I think it was 2017. And
2017, few weeks before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I just remember that hug, and I also remember sharing with you that it's salvageable. We can rebuild this.
Well, you were the first one, like I said, emotionally, mentally, everything. You were the first person that beside our respected friendship we have from before that moment, but you really give me the little bit of strength to think positively. And like I said earlier, I still thank you for that.
Well, thank you. Can you share the story of Caterina's Club and how that came to be, and what's happened since you started that program?
Caterina's Club is my foundation now, and I'm the founder. but or also the name of my mama, Caterina. And people say, why name after her? I said, because she the one who deserve it. Because it was April 18, 2005. Mom was in vacation from Verona, Italy. We went to the Boys Girls Club in Anaheim, which is close to the restaurant, an afternoon to show children to mama. And the director, Mike Baker, that day said, point a kid was 7, 8, 9 years old kid. They say, Bruno, that kid maybe don't have dinner tonight. I said, why? He said, because we have a lot of underprivileged children, very poor, but you also have a lot of kids who live in a motel room. I said, what that mean? I said, in 1956, 55, when Disneyland opened, those motels were hotel for Disney. And with years past, with Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, those motels start to be also resident for low-income citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And also for bad people, from drug addict, drug dealer, prostitution, everything you can find. Let me point it, this kid could be one of them then they have at the club, and there's not even kitchen there. I mean, he say, even if he has a good mom, because you also have a good mom who live in the motel room, there's no kitchen, she cannot even cook for it. I translate in Italian to my mom, and she said, well, why don't you give him some pasta? I mean, they start really to a casual visit to a boys' girls club, find the story of motel kid. As an Italian mom, pasta priority to feed children. I said, okay, mom, we start to feed the kid with few other ones that night, and we haven't stopped. And when you plan something like the restaurant, you don't think you're going to be successful, you don't think you're going to be famous, you just go on with life. Caterina's Club, that first day of pasta, I never thought we'd do tomorrow, and every day for 17, 18 years now. But I do it. But it did not start with one kid in one location, one city. Now we are in 105 locations, 35 cities, and we serve an average of 5,000 children a day. Think about from one kid to 5,000. Recently, we celebrate over the 7 million meals served. We also expand our program internationally just by teaching them. People follow my program, Texas, Chicago, New York, Mexico, Italy, South America, and Africa. I mean, multi-million kids have been fed somewhere else because we teach them from Caterina's Club that we do in Orange County. I mean, Caterina's Club start to be a major point of feeding underprivileged kids. And no plan to stop. In fact, we always increase, and Caterina's Club has also helped motel kids to get out of the situation. Because when I realized a lot of motel children and family, they are good, they live there, I start to investigate why you keep stay here to the bad environment. Why don't you get out? Well, I said, Bruno said, yeah, we make a little bit of money to pay the motel every day, which is not cheap. Yeah. But we don't have the first and last month deposit, which this day of age with the rent going up is $4,000, $5,000. In fact, I'm moving a family out right now. It's going to be $5,000, $2,500 for each month. But those people are stuck in the motel room. They cannot get the first and last month. I pay the first and last month to one family, to 2 children who go to the Boys Girls Club. We qualify them, he has the job, he can afford the rent payment. That was the first family 12 years ago. This family we move in this week, I think is going to be 243. Family 243. I mean, we moved thousands of people out. And you change life to children emotionally, academically, mentally, physically, everything. And you give a dignity back to the parents. Because as a parent, to live in a motel room, have your kids growing up in that environment, I'm sure they can be low also. But give them back a house, an apartment, something. You put them back in track, you give a dignity back to life, you change life for the better for those people. And I'm happy that Caterina's club is successful. It's not easy. Um, I have my galas come in September to raising fund and money because, like I'm not rich guy. I just have to work to raise money to keep doing what I do. There's good people out there, and we get some donation line, and people try to help us as much as that they can, which we keep doing. Caterina, try to help more and more kids and family as much as we can. That's what Caterina's club is.
Well, and it's I mean, I've seen it firsthand when I was in Anaheim. I mean, one of the I think the best events for me is when we had the Christmas dinner with all the kids, and the kids would be bussed in, and that was really it was just fun to see them come in, actually sit down for a really nice meal, nice china, and then it was just a blessing that I got to serve. I got to help the kids and interact with them, and they are such a spirit, I think, and
Beautiful.
that beautiful kids, and they just really need to have an opportunity.
We have two presidents of the United States who came for dinner. President Bush, President Carter. We did the catering for Madonna, Pele, Derek Jeter, hockey player, movie star. And I shared that to the kids. I said, remember, here you have president, movie star, celebrity beside my friend and customer will come here. You are welcome. I love you the best anyway. But share that with the kids. Those kids are like, wow, I eat what the president eat. You inspire the children. I do believe to have a good society, you need to inspire the kids for the best. The best part of it is to inspire the kids for the best. If you inspire the best route, they're going to try to learn the best route. But if you don't inspire them, they can go to the left route, which is not good. And if you leave them in a motel area where a drug addict, a drug dealer, a prostitution is located, those kids for $50, they're going to do anything. But if you take them out, you leave them to a regular environment. On top of it, you also put them to something that the parents cannot do it. You inspire the kids to do that. And some kids say, can I come back? I say, sure, you will come back. And it's things that I love to see their face when I tell them, yes, you can come back, because there's tradition to bring them for Thanksgiving and Christmas time, do every year, besides obviously the few years of COVID. I did a small one this year anyway, with one club only, because I missed them. And now we have to wait for October, November if we're going to do ours. But that's my favorite day of the year. I mean, with no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. And I think, I mean, what you're doing with the motel families, I think, is a good example of what can happen across the country. Is if we invest correctly, we can position people and families to better themselves. And you're doing that. And, thank you for doing that. I mean,
Yeah, that's why when I receive interview from you, and as you know, I've been to every TV channel around the world. It's not for me. I feel like I learn what I'm talking about. And do the same thing in your hometown. Don't start with 5,000 pastas a day. Start with one. But if you learn, I did a speech to a school, a young kids school in Italy, like a few years ago, 3 years ago. And one kid said, my mom gave her one plate of pasta every night to an old lady. I said, give a hug to your mom and say thank you. Just start with one. One day you can say, wow, I do more than Chef Bruno. But that's not the point. The point is just like when you see people in need, do an effort. We can, we lucky enough, we can eat. We have a house. We have a lot of chance to have what kids don't have it. I mean, if you can do something, do it. I have a speech that I always do, and I did on CNN. And on CNN, it was like, it's time to stop to talk about it, but to do something about it. That is my my quote for lifetime.
Yeah, no, and you've been an excellent example of that. And I mean, what would you share with others about the importance of paying it forward?
To pay forward, well, I came as a young kid, very poor family, mom, dad, they work on a farm, pick up potatoes and beans, 7 children. We didn't have anything, like a lot of the kids I see today. But a lot of people in the village, small village, 100, 200, they will give clothes to my mom, food to my mom, things. I mean, there was one kid that then saw I then donated to my parents because they were very poor. I'm doing the same thing 50 years later. I give it to the poor, what my mom received. What that gave me is more than anything else, probably. You give your heart is full of joy, love, of faith, of emotion. It make you grow as a person, not only as a non-profit organization, but even in life. Make you grow in business, make you grow in a lot of different ways. I mean, for any business people out there that give away things, yes, we have to make profit. Yes, we have to increase sales. Yes, we want to get bigger in the society to make better. But it's okay to also help the one who need it the most. I have a quote from a missionary from Africa. He stopped by for dinner because he knew somebody that knew me, and he stopped to say hi. I invited him for dinner. He did not want to have dinner at the White House because he said, Bruno, I cannot eat for what I do. I mean, I'm in Africa, we have no food. I say, I understand, but I will not let you leave without food. I say, you need to sit down. I sit down with you at dinner. And I asked him during the dinner, I say, Father, I was calling Father, I say, sometimes I do feel guilty when I eat a nice filet mignon with a mushroom sauce or foie gras, a little dessert. Sometimes I feel guilty because I know a lot of people that don't have anything. He said, but you know what? God love you. And I look at him and say, why do you love me? Because I eat filet mignon and good food. Because he see what you do. You also give food to poor people. I mean, God reward you to eat filet mignon because he see what you do for poor people. I thought that's like, okay, double filet mignon tonight. But you know what I mean? If we think that way, we can enjoy our own life. We can enjoy the life of rich and famous, let's say, to express the quote. But don't forget who needed the most and be out there. I mean, you'll be rewarded in life.
Yeah, great advice, and you've lived that ever since I've known you. You've walked that walk every day.
Yeah, because when people tell me, Bruno, it's easy for you, rich and famous. They quote wrong on me. Famous, yes. Rich, no. I still work harder to pay my mortgage every month. And I just say, like, I tell people, say, you maybe think I'm rich because on the White House, because I feed 5,000 kids. But if you only knew how much I work behind it to be able to do what I do, I say famous, yes, rich, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very, very true. We're just looking at the landscape of things that are going on not only in our country but throughout the world, and we often see leaders in positions that are making a difference for themselves and not making a difference for other people. And it's really frustrating for me. I know it is for you. But what would you share with the next generation? Yeah, what would you share with the next generation of leaders about how they can make a positive difference? Because we absolutely need that.
I love science. I love everything in the world. I love things they try to do. But when I see big billions spent nowhere than our own country, our own children, our own ground, it's pretty sad. I mean, yes, why do we have to go back to Mars? Can we take care of people on Earth first and we go to Mars after? That's the thing. The young generation, which is a little bit sad out there, there's a subject that talk a lot, including my own young generation family, nieces and nephew. They don't want to work much, and they want to make millions. They all want to make millions. They're all on the phone, tack, 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 tick, 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 tock, tick, tock, everything. Think they're going to make millions. Yeah, you have some kids, they make millions, they find the right route on it, but it's not easy out there. You have to work hard to get something. And the dream can come true, but you can dream as much as you can, but also be realistic. You cannot be rich from one day to the next day. I mean, if you're not 0.001% of young kids. And for the young generation, I say, help with the surrounding you. Start to work a little bit more. I mean, as you know, worldwide right now, we cannot find employees, we cannot find waiter, we cannot find chef, we cannot find room service people, cleaning people. I never see that in my entire life. The last few years, it's been horrible out there. And, I did some vacation in Europe, just came back. Everywhere I was going, as the situation in America, Bruno, it's the same thing. Hard time to find people to work because they all want to be rich from the iPhone, and they try to do that and stay home and try, but go to work at least. I mean, don't give up your dream, but go work, make your money, help your family, help somebody who's surrounding you. I mean, I think the young generation are they're going to be receive a slap on the face when they start to realize that it's not that easy out there. You are the worker person. I am hard work person. We have a few years that we are rich. I don't think you and I are rich. We work, we're doing well, maybe stuff like that, but we work hard. And the young generation, they don't think that is the right way. And it's going to be hard for them when they arrive to the point. I should have worked. I've worked in a different career to make money instead of to computer, and that's it. There's a few of them who can make it. It's like modeling. You are a beautiful person, beautiful girl, beautiful guy. You want model? Yeah, go for it. You can get lucky. You can get a big company who wants you as a model, but there's not a full-time career. Your wrinkles going to come. Your hair is going to lose. I mean, do it, but think about something, then it can give substantiality to your life in the future. I mean, I love young generation. I've done so many speech to young kid, teenager and up. And I tell them, even younger than teenager, I say, stay with the right people, the right group, then you're going to be a good kid. Stay away from the bad friends, which that is going to be the one who take you to the bad route. But take care of the people needed, even you're young. I say, you don't need to be rich to be a good kid. Say hi to an elderly lady. Say hello to an elderly man. That is already give something. You don't need money. Mother Teresa said one, it takes zero money to be a decent human being. Just say hi, hello, a hug, and a kiss. You do a lot. That's what I wanted the young generation to do. Because we all know young generation, they don't say hi to an elderly lady or elderly man if they pass by. Oh, look at the whole old lady, the whole man driving. Maybe I was that way too when I was young, and I realized how stupid I was to have said that, maybe. But when you see an elderly person that has more experience in life than yourself, you as a kid, respect them. Now they can't walk, they can drive faster, they don't see well. It's because they went through a big experience in life. I mean, respect the elderly first and help them. And that you can maybe get rewarded also in life. Doesn't have to be just money.
Yep, very, very, very true. And it's going to be interesting to see, as this generation enters the workforce. And they've been through a lot with COVID and, loss of school. And, they've been through a lot.
Yeah, my sister-in-law called me right after COVID opened up the door. She said, Uncle Bruno, can you call your nephew, please? They're coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning, party. I say, Christina, let them have fun now, because to have 2 years of COVID, can't get out as a teenager kids must have been horrible. Our teenager, we didn't have that. I mean, let the kids play now, let them play. But after 6 months, a year, let's get back in the right routine. I mean, because they went through hard time, but we all know that. The teenager went through a very hard time with COVID, I think more than adult.
Yeah. So, as we kind of wrap up today, what would you like to leave that may help somebody as they're moving through their own journey in life to be a better person and maybe a better leader?
As a quote that I read once, it say, tomorrow you always can be a better person than you were yesterday and today. I love that quote, which is true. I mentioned a few words with the last half hour with you. Respect people surrounded you. Don't give up on anything. Keep trying. But at the same time, be realistic. Don't just put your dream for everything and give up everything else, something that is not realistic. But don't give up your dream. Try. And if you see it doesn't work, change. To let the people go to work or start a work environment. If you wake up in the morning and you're not happy to go to work, you're very unhappy to go to work, it's time to change for a job. Look for something else, because you need to wake up and be happy, satisfied to go to work. Your life will be so much better. If I did not love my job, I would not have worked 17 hours a day, and I'm still happy to go to work. I mean, for people out there, I say, open your eyes, but look around. When the restaurant went on fire, then I was very sad and I cried. The next morning, I went back to the restaurant, obviously. I was on a traffic light. It was a man on a wheelchair pushing his wheel to cross the street. I look at that and I say, how lucky I am. I'm lucky. I don't have, yeah, the restaurant is on fire, but I have my legs. I can walk and run. I mean, when things come bad on your life or surrounding you, like I mentioned earlier, 9/11, COVID, etc., there's always somebody out there that is a worse situation than you are. I mean, be positive also. Don't give up the positivity of our life. Don't be negative. Always try to be positive. That is what I tell people. Always be positive. Don't give up. Surround yourself, open your eyes. If you open your eyes, there's so much trouble out there. I mean, we say, my God, I'm lucky. My God, I'm lucky. Thank God I'm so lucky. If you open your eyes, you see everything be so much better.
Yeah. Great advice. I mean, I think we get sucked into the negativity that we hear every day.
I don't even open the TV anymore, just to let you know. I read the headline to know what's going on, and that's it. They're just bad, 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 bad.
Yeah.
And when I see a good news, I surrounded myself and I take my second to read what this good news is about it. But that is what is out there.
Well, I think the good news is when we can help others in their role in life, like you're doing with the motel families and the kids, and I think when we can impact others in a positive way, that's that's a good thing that we can do, and it pays back tenfold to us personally when we are able to do that. So
I'll share a small story. Then they saw my interview at Caterina's club on national TV. An old lady sent me $5 with a letter. She said, "Dear Chef Bruno, I'm sending you $5 from my Social Security. I cannot afford much more. I'm so sorry." She left the address and sent her back. I say, with $5, feed 5 kids. This is a big gesture. Say, never say I'm sorry because you only send me $5. Say, I'm thanking you. Something small is never small.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I always marveled when we came to the restaurant is, most of the people that walked through the door had a bag in their hand with pasta.
I was still, even the other day, they gave me some spaghetti, and you always can't do that because we don't throw them away. We know where to put them.
Yeah. So, it was always, we knew where it was going, and it was, it was always, just a small token to support the cause. So, anyway. Well, Bruno, it's been great to spend some time with you. It's just a blessing to see you again, and thanks so much for being on the show. And let's keep in touch.
Always, and I hope to see you soon also. Thank you. Ciao. Viva la pasta.
Thanks for listening to the Leadership Crucible podcast. If you have a story of adversity you'd like to share, we'd love to hear it. Visit us at theleadershipcruciblepodcast.com and join us next time as we continue to explore how to live lives of success and significance.